man, I gotta go to the gym. And what happens is when you don't do it first, over the course of the day, right, you lose willpower to want to go. So like you
Mm-hmm.
got that report, then you get home, you be like, man, I'm tired. And then your wife cooks something, and your wife be like, oh, come to bed. Then you be like,
Yep.
man,
So
I
you
ain't
done
going to
after that meal.
the gym.
You done
So
after that good meal. So when you said the first thing that you do when you wake up is go work out and take care of your body first, immediate connection right back to finances. And
yeah,
that's the crazy part because boom, on the financial side, whenever you get paid and you pay yourself first, just as you said, as you've knocked that out in the beginning of the day or the beginning of the month when you get your check, now everything else is a bit easier because you've already done the hard part first.
I'm tryna give me a bag. I'm tryna give me a bag. I'm tryna give me a bag. I'm tryna give me a.
What's up? What's up? You are now listening to FY Fly the podcast, and I'm your host Hassan Thomas, along with Remy, and we are here to share tools on how millennials can budget, save, invest, and understand student debt and credit to achieve financial freedom. If you're a high school student, college student, or someone who's interested in gaining more financial insight, this podcast is for you.
I'm tryna give me a bag. I'm tryna give me a bag. I'm tryna give me a.
What's up, my FY Fly folks out there? How y'all doing? I hope y'all doing all right. Welcome to the FY Fly podcast. My name is Hassan Thomas, aka the kid that did and the man that can, baby. And today, we're gonna be chopping up with fitness and money coach, Mr. Tim Smith. How are you, brother? How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Having a great day. Beautiful outside. The stock market's up. Everything's good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You said that money good, we good, right?
Absolutely.
Well, man, I'm happy to have you here, man. And we originally met at FinCon, but now we're here on FY Fly. And what we like to do, we like to skip the fluff and get right into the good stuff, man. How that sound?
Absolutely good, man. I'm loving it.
All right. I'm coming out spitting fire here today, brother, because I remember when we first met, you were saying you about to leave your job, money coach,
yeah.
But also I did see how you was busting out your shirt at FinCon, so I'm like, he gotta be something with fitness too. So come to find out, you're a fitness coach as well, man. So First of all, were you always fit? And number two, were you always good with money? Like break that down for us. Or was there a turning point where you were like, okay, let me make some changes in my life? How did that go for you?
Well, it all depends where we start at, but I've always been fit as a kid. They used to call me like the little Mike Tyson, and I used to look like Mike Tyson with his shirt off, and that was back when Mike Tyson used to be knocking out everybody. So I was always fit. And my aunt also calls me Bam Bam. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Flintstones, but
come on,
the
man.
character that carries around that thing. So they used to be calling me that. And my nickname in my family is Man because I was strong. So they called me Man. So everyone outside of like school and work, that's my name. They just man this, man that. And till this day, I'm approaching 40 and it's like man this, man that. But no, I've always been pretty fit. With the money thing, it depends on what we're talking about. I've always been good with money. I don't know if I always had enough of it. So I can remember when I was in high school, my dad used to give me 10, and I used to have to stretch that joint for the whole week. So I used to go, take my $10, go to McDonald's, get the 99-cent cheeseburger, get some fries. That's how I used to stretch my money. And it used to last me the whole week. I used to have like $2 left, but that was back when. So man,
you was eating McDonald's and you was still fit and smooth.
Hey, I was burning like 5,000 calories back then. I played football, pretty popular in high school football. So I was always doing some type of athletic thing. So eating McDonald's didn't hurt me that much back then.
Okay. So where would you say is the correlation or the connection between finances and fitness?
Yeah, I think the correlation is that both of these things like take time to like actually dedicate to it, and like it incrementally grows over time. Like, so when you're starting out with finance, right, and fitness, right, you have to start small, right? Like, especially when you're invested or trying to save, like you put like $1 here, $20 here, $30 there, and it don't add up too much. You're like, man, that money ain't never going to turn into nothing. I'd be like,
so I thought I was supposed to be
rich. Yeah. I first started out investing, man, back in 2009, And I used to be trying to tell my wife, man, this thing's going to turn to some one day. She's like, man, that compound interest don't work. She was like, go ahead, you get this car. You need to get me this bag. I want this Audi Q5. I need to be fresh. I'm like, yo, like, you really don't need all of that in your life. So what she ended up doing is, over time, when I started hitting that critical mass, the compound, and then she's like, holy shit, we got to put more money in there. Whatever we got, let's dump it in there. So the same thing happens with fitness over time, right? You incrementally make it a habit, and then over time, it starts to compound. You don't even notice when it's compounding. It's people start complimenting you, say, you look good, man. You look fit. What I need to do? That's when you realize it. But
then you go back
inside,
in the
you
crib
look at
and look in the mirror, and you're like, oh, snap.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No, so I think, and even to that point of compounding interest with money and how your money accumulates and grows faster the longer time you've had invested, I think it's the same thing, or as you said, it's the same thing with fitness. If we're, working out, we're staying consistent, we're starting at, maybe 15-pound dumbbells, and then we working up to 20 to 25, and then somebody says, man, them biceps looking a little good. Now you start realizing things are rocking and rolling, and I've applied that to my finances as well. Where I started so I graduated in 2020, and in 2021 I opened up a Roth IRA and started investing just $50 a month, bro. Just $50 a month, something that I wasn't gonna miss. But over time, it's added up and compounded and added up. And now that I have a stable job, I'm able to increase those investments, increase those weights that I'm lifting, because I have more experience now. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, you get the metal. And that's the other thing about investing and saving money. You have to build the mindset, and also, I think, automating it too, right? Making it a habit. A lot of people underestimate habits, right? You could either form a bad habit by continuing to let Comcast auto draft out your account, or you let the phone bill be like, I'm gonna auto draft this money out of my account every month. They like, yeah, I got them. But you need to do that for yourself first. It's important to do that for yourself, because over time, you'll get some of that compounding growth over time.
Facts. And are you familiar with the Alex Hormozi?
Yes. I love his stuff, man. He has some fantastic quotes. He's definitely a thought leader in the industry, just like from all aspects. He just has knowledge on everything. I like his stuff a lot.
One of the things that he said, if you want immediate respect, he said you have to get fit and have money. Do you agree with that quote, or what you think?
I think it has a lot to do with things. Being fit, right, gives you the ability to feel like you can accomplish anything, right? Like, because you're mastering your body first, right? And then people see that. They don't see you as coming in a way where you're looking out of shape, right? You're not at your best level of confidence. Like, when you look good, you feel good, you play good, like Deion said, right?
Come on.
All
Come
that
on,
stuff
you know
it. comes together. You have to have that together. And when you have money too, you're not worried about attaining it all the time. When you have enough, you don't have to be like, man, I need to get this dollar, or I need to skip every dollar to get this thing. You can spend and be comfortable without worrying about it. So I think once you get past your basic needs, like, money becomes like, it's like it glows off of your body. Like, people see, like, hey, he's not worried about money. You're not struggling, and it attracts more people, and people think you have confidence in you.
That's where I was about to go, brother. Confidence. I feel like that's what being fit, being financially free, and being financially educated, it brings that confidence. Once you become fit, I'm not saying, becoming the, super muscle man or super muscle woman, but being fit, body being, fit for your personal, weight goals and things of that nature. Once you have accomplished those things, and I love the first thing that you said was, you feel better. You feel your mental feels like you can accomplish anything, because your body is maintained, your body is trained to also, do the things that you don't want to do. You put in your body through that pain. And then on the financial side, you're putting your mind and your money through that. Okay, it's slow right now, but I know things are gonna add up. It's slow right now. I'm not seeing no progression, but I know things are gonna add up. So I think that's
God
an
knows
amazing
that
point
part
that
ain't
you
easy.
mentioned.
Yeah, God knows that ain't easy.
Staying committed, staying consistent.
Oh my goodness.
Those are, I believe, the hardest parts of fitness and finances. So how do you personally, do those things and stay consistent and stay committed?
Well, full disclosure, I have 4 children, so I have to do it first. That's my first thing. So I get up most of the time, when I get to bed on time or work doesn't get in the way. I get up at 5 a.m. I live in walking distance to the gym, so I'm able to get to the gym right away at 5. I do an hour and a half. Everybody doesn't have to do an hour and a half. Hour and a half to 2 hour workout. That's only because I walk on the treadmill on an incline for some time. But I try to do that first every morning. And once you get something done first, it just springboards your day into accomplishing other tasks and goals easier because you already accomplished that one big thing that you need to do, and you took care of your body first. And it just makes work easier. Your mindset's good. You don't got to worry about the end of the day, man, I got to go to the gym. And what happens is when you don't do it first, over the course of the day, right, you lose willpower to want to go. So like you got that report, then you get home, you be like, man, I'm tired. And then your wife cooks something, and your wife be like, oh, come to bed. Then you be like, man, I ain't going to the
gym. You done after that good meal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It takes a lot of discipline and a lot of willpower to do it at the end of the day.
So when you said the first thing that you do when you wake up is go work out and take care of your body first, immediate connection right back to finances. And that's the crazy part, because boom, on the financial side, whenever you get paid and you pay yourself first, just as you said, as you've knocked that out in the beginning of the day or the beginning of the month when you get your check, now everything else is a bit easier because you've already done the hard part first.
That's absolutely right. Doing the hard part first is everything. You got that big thing done, everything's easy after that. You're like, oh, I got to do this report for work here. It's done. I got to go pick up the kids. Okay, it's done. I already went to the gym. I took care of my body. I took care of my mind. I'm good. I could do whatever I need to do and be happy. And I know I accomplished something that I did for me first.
When you said that, I was just like, wow. Just the connections just keep coming. Just keep coming, man. See, the first thing I do, I work out first. I go get it first. Biggest rule in Richest Man of Babylon: pay yourself first. Like, whew, it is literally intertwined. And I want to know, from you personally, if someone who just graduated high school, just graduated college, came up to you and asked, what is the best part about reaching financial freedom, what would you say?
I think you have abundance of choice and you own your time, right? When you owe a lot of student loans and owe a lot of loans, you owe a lot of money, you got debt, it is stressful. And you just feel like you have to work all the time and just trade your time for money. But once you become financially free, you get to select how much time you want to trade for money. Like, so the other way around is, hey, this is what you got to do. You're gonna have to trade your time for money. You have to. But when you find you free, you gotta do it. You're like, man, I only want to work 20 hours, and that's what you're gonna work because you can choose that. But it's just a different world when you don't have to worry about it. And also beyond the basic needs, like once you get past like food, shelter, housing, right, and you have those satisfied, right, you're above your bills. It just makes your life easier. You're comfortable. Like you don't have to stress. And I grew up in the inner city in Brooklyn. I've seen it. My parents fortunately weren't stressed out that way. But just next door to me in Fort Greene, where I grew up, there are people squatting in the house and they had to scrounge for money, right? It was tough.
So how did you know you reached financial freedom? Was it a certain number? Like what was the indication for you? I've now reached I've now reached financial freedom.
When I first started out, I felt like my income and expenses were like super tight. I mean, they were like almost neck to neck in a race. But over time, it almost got like Usain Bolt beating everybody in a race. Like the gap just started getting real big. And I had these expenses that were kept going down. And my income kept going up. So I just kept investing that difference. And over time, that income, that gap, it just kept growing. And then eventually that income that came off the investments passed the expenses. So as the expenses are coming down, my investment income started going up. Then I hit this point, they call it the crossover point, is where your income from your assets, right, from your stocks, your portfolio, is actually exceeding your expenses every month, or the trend line of your expenses. And once that happens, you're financially independent.
Wow. So that's the key metric. Whenever your income from investments, your income from assets are more than your expenses that you have to pay to live, that sounds like whenever you're reaching financial freedom. So the way that you did that, as you said, you increased that gap, kept that margin. And I want to know, how did your expenses decrease with 4 kids? That's what I want to know.
Well, you got to focus on the big ones. For me, it's focus on the boulders in your budget. The boulders are housing, right? Cars. I think food counts in that, but it's a variable expense. But for me, it's all those big fixed expenses that everyone like thinks they have to pay. And people go out, you could buy a car that's $500, or you could buy a car that's $200,000. The spectrum is super wide. One of my favorite financial writers, his name is Jonathan Clements. He used to write for the Wall Street Journal. He now has a site called humble.com that he runs. But I actually discovered his books at a Goodwill, because real talk, I never went to Goodwill until I met my wife, but she likes to go on Goodwill. I was like, all right, let me go in here and try. I'm not getting no clothes. She get clothes. I'm like, I don't want no clothes from Goodwill. I'm just not there yet. I'm not that frugal. I wish I was, but I went to the book session. I got this book. I was like, 25 Things to Manage Your Money Right by Jonathan Clements. And I read through this book real fast. I just skimmed through. I just blasted through the whole book. And one of the things that I got from the book is the fixed cost idea. So always keep your fixed costs low, so that if something happens, right, you can react to it. Now, if your fixed costs are high, right, say you're married, right, you got 2 incomes. You say, all right, I'm going to buy the most expensive house I can buy based on 2 incomes. What happens when something happens in life is that you got to find a way to get to that income. And if you only got 1 income coming in, it makes it hard to get to that level that you set when you set it off of 2 incomes. So I always try to base my lifestyle off of 1 income and survive that way. And then also, when I bought my house, one of the things I thought about doing is, okay, I had student loans at the time, and I knew that, hey, those things got to pay back. So I took that into account as to like discount the cost or price I wanted to pay on my house. So say I had a $50,000 student loan, and say the house costs $150,000, I'll say, all right, I can only afford $100,000 house. So that comes into that play. So that's one of the things I did. That fixed cost low thing helped me immensely.
Can't have you on FY Fly and not ask you our famous final question. So I'm going to say 2 quotes. I need you to let me know which one is more accurate in your opinion. You ready?
Absolutely.
All right, bet. So the first one is, more money, more problems. Shout out to Biggie. And the second one is, money can't buy happiness. Which one do you think is more accurate in your opinion?
Hey, money can't buy happiness. You got billionaires out here wishing they could be 20 again.
Good point. Good point.
So you can have all the money in the world and be miserable. You can go back to Rupert Murdoch, the guy Foxy's miserable. There's people all over the place that are miserable but have a lot of money. You have to control your happiness. Once you get past a certain level of income, and they say from a book, it was a couple of years ago, like $75,000 per year. They say that the money doesn't incrementally increase your income at all. I'm sorry, increase your happiness at all over time. So you got to focus on controlling your mindset to get happy, right? The money ain't going to do it. Once you get past your basic needs, you got to control that mindset. And literally, I think that you'll manage your happiness. For me, my favorite thing to do is practice stoicism, right? And that's this old ancient technique, right? Where you can prepare yourself for things that will happen in the future and understand how not to react or how to react to them, right? Remain stoic. Stoic is not like serious face like this. It's more so that you're calm because you anticipate something occurring and you prepare for how you're going to react to it. Actually.
Okay, so I think one of the best pieces of advice is my dad told me. He told me to prepare for the worst, but pray for the best. So we want the best thing to happen. We're hoping for the best thing to happen, But if the worst possible situation happens, we're not, blindsided. We're not tripping too hard because we've already put in the preparations for that bad situation to occur.
Lost you a little bit there, son.
Yeah, I know it's getting a little spotty. Got my little brother and little sister here using up all the Wi-Fi. Hey, but
I got the tail end of it. Yeah, I got the tail end of it, which is
good thing with Riverside, they do a very good job of piecing everything together, and that's why I still use them to this day. So, my man Tim, this was great. Thank you so much for joining the FY Fly podcast. If you have any final words, any final takeaways, go ahead and also let them know where to reach you, my man.
All right, come and check me out at mytintedlife.com, on Instagram at Mr.TimothyDavid, and I think those are my main two, but in the future I might be changing it to Fit and Wealthy, and that'll be coming out shortly. That'll be tailored out on my Instagram.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got any final gems to leave them with, my man?
Just stay consistent and automate it, right? Save, stack, invest, repeat. That's really the key that I want to get out there to everyone. And whether that goes to your money or your fitness, do the same thing. Like, get consistent at it, make it a habit, and it'll change your life.
Big facts, big facts. And thank you so much for joining the show, Tim. Everybody listening, we dropped a lot of gems here today. So what you can do is not only listen, but also implement some of the gems that we talked about here today. And not everything, but if you can choose one or two small gems that you can implement to your life today, I promise it will have large impacts. So again, thank you so much, my man. All my listeners, stay safe, stay invested, and stay FY Fly. We'll see you next week.
Thank you all for listening to FY Fly, the podcast, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Tune in next week for more financial literacy insights with our special guests. Please visit our website, social media platforms, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at FYI Fly Podcast. That's FYI FLI Podcast. See y'all next week and stay fly.